You can say the tide is turning, and you'll be right. You can say that there seems to be cracks between a president and the deputy president regarding Gachagua. You might be right, because for us, we are reading from outside looking inside. Now, the deputy president is saying, I got no problem with presidents getting into a handshake of sorts. And this one handshake, we're using it this morning because we do know it's quite an emotive word in as regards Kenyan politics. And you're right. If you sit somewhere and read that indeed the deputy president is saying, what can I do? So the president was in Nyanza, specifically in Kisumu. And this is what he said. He said that nobody should ever think that development is going to be according to how the country voted. Who was he speaking? Okay. Two. And are we supposed to read into the way it was received this weekend? That and much more than following up shortly in our conversation this morning. Thank you very much for choosing to begin your day with us right here on a Lookuptv. My name is Simba Elijah Charles. There's just so much that we're going to get into this morning, including Block Millionaires. I'll be telling you what that is. For now, we take a tiny breather. Once we come back, your newspaper review. Let's start with the Daily Nation, because that's what we're going to talk about this morning. The question they're asking is a two-word question, falling apart. They're asking this morning, RUTO and Gachagua, and a back and forth over, in quotes, shareholding. Now, if you're going to read anything into this, and this is what they're saying, it is primitive and backward for anybody to imagine that any region of Kenya cannot get development on account of how they voted. That is not correct. That is, that's exactly what RUTO said this weekend. And then DP Gachagua says, those who joined us late should not expect much at the expense of Kenya Kwanza loyalists. We'll continue giving good jobs to those who stood with us from the beginning. And by the way, he also spoke this weekend in church. He said that, well, I can't stop any other person from joining this government. But then he continues to say that what I'm going to stop is them coming here to take our positions. We'll be looking into much of that. He also goes on to say that, well, I give President RUTO 83% of the central bloc vote. He now says he's looking for 17%, so they can give him 100% and a 2027. So much then to get into this morning in our conversation. We also are going to look at Kiptum's road to greatness. That story has been covered on the back page of the Standard. We're going to read the details. That particular story of RUTO versus Gachagua has been covered on page 7 of the Daily Nation. And there is also inside governor's fight for roads billions. Read into that. The amount in contention is 84.5 billion. What Kenya Roads Board collected from fuel levy in a 2020-2021. There's also this battle here for Jesoni's death and the battle to save my career. Read that particular story on pages 2, 3, 4, and 5. and why scholars were locked out of top law council job. On pages 8, former Council of Legal Education Board Chairman Agidu Muigai says they did not meet minimum requirements. Good. On the back page, you're going to read about that story for Kiptum. And by the way, for those who were watching yesterday, also Ingwed's den is burning, but Gor Mahia won't fan the flames, right? Now, Leopards have now gone 6 matches into the new season without a win and already relegation threatened. Good. Sharp contrast with new boys who've come into the competition, that is into the KPL, Shabana FC, who were able to stop Tusker FC for their first win of the season. Yeah, that's not so bad. It's not just Ingwe alone, isn't it? It's Gor, Shabana, and Mashemeji. Anyway, we're going to leave it on the side. Let's cross over to the Standard this morning. Broke millionaires doing business with government can be lucrative, but in some occasions, the money has always been on paper, with the pending bills running into hundreds of billions. Government suppliers are regretting the business decisions to wade into tender business. Page 4. You know what they say, though? And that's true. You can collect stories of doing business with the government in this country. They say, think 20 times before you do it. And this is a true testament to this particular headline here that has been covered by the Standard. So you got to read that particular story on a page 4. They're saying broke millionaires. All right. Kiptum's win, breaking the 2-0-0 barrier. Essentially on a Chicago Marathon. You're going to read that particular story on the back page. And will RUTO excel in Nyanza, where many have failed? That story covered on page 10, and it forms the back end of a conversation this morning. Also, for Lingala fans, and you will know why Lokasa Mbongo, can't rest in peace. That particular story covered on a page 23. And I'm going to read on how hysteria manifests in adolescents. That particular story covered on page 16. By the way, the biggest story that is missing here is that Arsenal yesterday disciplined Manchester City. Yes. In a late match that played off from 6:30 all the way to 8:30 thereof, Arsenal took the better chances yesterday. It was a stellar performance. 20 apiece with Tottenham. Manchester City this time around already lost 2. But you know what? They don't just stop. They might come back. For Arsenal fans, we keep on living. Congratulations. For now, I take a tiny breather again. Once we come back, I'll be taking you straight to your newsroom, where we get to look at some of the biggest stories that you're waking up to this morning. Welcome back then. Now, Mount Kenya leaders led by Nyeri Governor Tahi Kahiga now say that the region is united behind Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and President William Ruto. The leaders expressed optimism on the Ruto-Gachagua ticket, saying they will fully support them even in the 2027 elections. This comes after there had been speculations that the Mount Kenya region was divided.
As a people, sisi wote tuko nyuma ya Rigathi Gachagua, and there are no two ways about that. Na kama community, because I believe I'm an elder in this community, nikiwa chairman wa magavana wote 10 wa mlima, kuanzia Meru kwenda Nakuru kwenda Embu kuteremka Laikipia kuja Nyeri, Murang'a, Kiambu na Kirinyaga iko hapa. We want to say in a very specific way that we are solidly behind President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, wakiwa na Dr. Ame, wakiwa na Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua. We can see a joint ticket na tuko pale. Na hatutaki tuambiwe vitu vingine. You can say this, you can say that, you can say whatever you say, but the point remains. Kama sisi kama taifa tungetaka kuendelea, it is important that we work together, tuwe na amani, tuendelee na tuhakikishe. Pengine mnaweza fikiria, wale wanafikiria Rigathi Gachagua hakutosha kwenda kuwa deputy president. Sijui mlikuwa mnaangalia nini, ni urefu, ni weusi, ni yellow ama ni nini, but the fact remains we must support our deputy president in every way.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has lauded President William Ruto's tour and his effort in ensuring every part of the country gets development despite the political stand. Gachagua noted that the Kenya Kwanza government is committed to working with the leaders from all over the country for the benefit of the people, while dismissing rumors that he was not in good terms with the head of state.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua today has said the government is still intact and focused on delivering on promised development projects to improve the lives of Kenyans. Speaking at Kapsabet Showground in Nandi County, he has announced that they won't give distractions a chance to sabotage their workforce and they must deliver on the promises made during campaigns.
Wananikashifu mimi ya kwamba ninakumbusha rais ya kwamba hata tukipeana kazi tukumbuke zaidi wale walisimama na sisi, because kila mtu sasa anakimbia kwa rais kwa sababu ni rais. Siku alikuwa pale akiwa na shida mingi, hii watu walikuwa na yeye. Sasa wote wamefika. Ile bidii wako nayo ya kuingia kwa serikali na kuuliza maneno, kama hiyo bidii wangetuwekea kwa kura tungeshinda na kula milioni 10.
Nonetheless, the deputy president has said that there are no leadership wrangles between him and the president, diluting rumors that there have been altercations between the two.
There will be no division in this government. President William Ruto and I talk the same language. We consult, we agree, and we move on. And the president is taking us to the right place.
Explaining that he has no problem with opposition supporters throwing their weight behind the president, saying he serves all Kenyans.
What we are doing and what I'll continue to do is uniting the backyard of President William Ruto in the Mount Kenya region and the Rift Valley.
Additionally, he has said there is need to integrate regions that voted for the president, defending that this will help to distribute development projects regardless of their rising political roles.
Mimi nimesema watu ya Mount Kenya waungane. Mimi nilisaidia rais na nilijaribu, lakini sikufanya vile ningependa. I would have liked to do much better. I gave President William Ruto from the mountain 87%. I lost 13%. I am looking for that 13% to give William Ruto in 2027 100%.
Ruga Ival, Lookuptv.
Right, let's move on now, where President William Ruto has warned sugar cartels in the country. Now, President William Ruto on Sunday vowed to go after barons who he accused of crippling operations at state-owned sugar factories across the country. Speaking in Uriri in Migori County during his development tour of the Nyanza region, the head of state expressed his frustration that many farmers are yet to be paid this year, all right, or later, despite delivering cane to the mills.
President William Ruto, during his inaugural visit to Nyanza, made a scathing attack on sugar cartels while touring the Sony Sugar Company in Migori County. Ruto firmly pointed fingers at the cartels, holding them responsible for the decline of sugar companies in Western Kenya.
So, mimi nimepatia hiyo watu warning. The people who have taken the sugar sector hostage, and we know them. The people who normally go to court to block any meaningful transformation of our sugarcane sector. We want to give them a warning from Migori that this time round, tutaonana na nyinyi macho kwa macho.
The president accused the cartels of manipulating the sugar industry for their own gain. The head of state vowed that the government will clamp down on the sugar barons despite the numerous cases challenging the government's reforms in court.
Hawa watu wote ambao wamechangia hii maneno, mambo yao ni matatu. Hakuna story nyingine. Tumekubaliana? Na unajua mumesema vizuri. Hapa tumepata matatizo. Tunapitisha sheria, wanapeleka kotini. Tunapitia regulation, matapeli, wakora, watu wa jeuri, wanapeleka kotini. Hata wakulima wakifanya election ya representative ya wakulima, wanapeleka kotini. Kwa sababu wako na wakulima ambao wamewanunua, ndio wanataka waendeshe mambo ya wakulima, ndio maswali isiulizwe.
President Ruto maintained that the state-owned sugar companies will not be privatized, assuring farmers that their concerns will be prioritized in the leasing program, ensuring prompt payment for cane deliveries.
My proposal as national chairman, national government, county government, farmers, miller and sugar director acquire atengeneza board, ndio tufuate hii pesa yetu. Hakuna pesa ambayo inakata na hakuna farmers representative hapo, pesa naenda ukiolea. Hakuna.
The challenge we have as farmers and sugarcane farmers and the mill is access to affordable credit or money. We used to have sugar levy that Governor Obado talked about.
Najua mumeniuliza ya kwamba ati leasing isifanyike hapa Soni. Hapana. That I don't agree with you, my friends. Tunataka kuelewana. Ile kitu haiwezi kufanyika ni privatization. Mambo ya kuprivatize kampuni haiwezekani. Hii kampuni lazima ibaki ya wananchi wa hapa. Ardhi lazima ibaki ya wananchi wa hapa. Tunaelewana? Lakini operation ya hii kampuni hatuwezi kuendelea na wale hawalipi wakulima na hawalipi wafanyikazi. We are going to have a leasing program where we are going to have a company that is going to make sure they pay the workers, they pay the farmers, na vile vile lazima tuanze kupata pesa ya wananchi wa Migori kutoka hii kampuni.
His visit to the Nyanza region also included the launch and commissioning of various projects, signaling his intent to make inroads into the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leader's stronghold, Raila Odinga.
Now let's move into sport this morning, where Kenya's Kelvin Kiptum is the new men's marathon world record holder, clocking 2 hours and 35 seconds to break Eliud Kipchoge's initial record set during the Berlin Marathon, and at 2022 to win the 2023 edition of the Chicago Marathon. The 23-year-old is now seen as the heir to the throne in the world marathon. The Eliud Kipchoge, regarded as the greatest marathoner of all time, set to exit the stage. Question. So when the president said nobody should ever think that because a region voted overwhelmingly for the opposition, that they're never gonna get development. That's the first question. Question number 2. When the president went to the Nyanza region this weekend, there were numbers everywhere he went, with governors in that region declaring that, well, guys, look, we have to work with the president to develop this country. Over the other side, Rigathi Gachagua is saying, I don't think I can stop anybody from working with the president if indeed they are going to talk about development. But they also say, but we have to get our positions right here. So the question this morning then being, does it mean the majority of those in opposition are changing tact? And this tiff that the Standard is talking about here this morning, about Gachagua and RUTO essentially speaking from different sides, is it a reality? If we're going to talk about that this morning. All right, this morning then, joining me in the studio We do have Eric Regalo. I'm also going to introduce to you Brian Kiplimo-Rono, who is the constituency office manager at Eldama Ravine in the office of the Member of Parliament, Hona Musa Sarma. Once we come back right here on the Morning Drift, let's talk about that.
Hapa panajulikana kama Napetao. Hapa tumekuja na zaidi ya chakula 500 ili kuhakikisha wakazi hapa angalau wanapokea kitu cha kutia mdomoni. Unavyoangalia hali ya anga sehemu hii, jamani, kuna ukame. Wakati wowote ambapo wewe unacheza loto, 25% ya pesa ambazo unatumia unakuja kufanikisha shughuli kama hii.
Thank you for your help. Together, we are changing lives.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Are you an SME looking for a media partner? Look no more, as Lookuptv got you covered for all your visibility and marketing needs. We at Lookuptv understand your business needs and want to work with you on your marketing journey, giving you solutions that will take you to the next level. Call us today on 0707 572 358 or send an email to sales@lookuptv.co.ke and kickstart this amazing journey. Welcome to Lookuptv, your official SME media partner.
This is the Morning Drift. Thank you very much for choosing to begin your day with us right here on our Lookuptv. Let's then set the stage for conversation this morning. And it is what the Standard is reading into a seeming tiff between RUTO and Gachagua this morning then. Let's table that conversation. And I'm going to start with a tweet by Boni Galwale. That's what he said. Let nobody lie to you that you're not in government. This is your government. You pay taxes. That's according to President RUTO to Siaya residents. Good. Tim Raila. Finally, the president has told off Gachagua over his nonsense of shareholders. Remember, this are the sentiments of Boni Galwale. Good. Tim Gachagua. Great. The president has told Raila over misleading laws that they are not in government. And then goes on to say, Tim Galwale, the more things change, the more they remain the same. It's an intriguing analysis right there of Boni Galwale. I'm gonna read it to you again. Tim Raila, finally the president has told off Gachagua over his nonsense of shareholders. Listen carefully. Tim Gachagua, great. The president has told off Raila over misleading laws that they are not in government. Contrasting analysis right there. The Standard this morning, and I don't know whether my director can actually give us that particular shot. So we can actually not the Standard, it is the Daily Nation this morning. And this is what they're saying, falling apart. They asked that question. So according to Khalwale this morning, this particular analysis of the Daily Nation is completely wrong. Because according to him, it is the president has essentially told off Raila over misleading laws that they are not in government. Good. This morning, then to introduce us into this conversation, I want to start with one Ragalo.
Thank you.
What is a better analysis?
Yes, sir. we say.
It's a good thing that you're going to start with a handshake, because I need a proper analysis of this. Yeah.
This is my in-law.
Oh yeah.
You know, my brother married from Mahali Sirma Natoka.
That's it.
That's where I come from. Yes. I say you're my in-law, I know.
Yeah.
Actually, from the Lesonet home to where my brother married is a walking distance.
It's called Sagat.
It's called Sagat.
Yes.
A place ikona asali mingi. So they are in-laws, but they are stupid. They are very stupid. Why would you fight the laws? Why are you fighting them in Sondo? Kama unataka Sondo usichukue, kwani mtafanyia nini? Why are you killing people because of a small place? Is that not stupidity? Why is it always that Kalenjin are the one must beat other communities? They beat Kikuyus, they beat Masai, they beat Luos, they beat Luyas, they beat Kisi. Why is it only them beating other people? Why are they not the ones being beaten? You know, the question is, the other people must be beaten too.
But I will be able to answer that. And I'll answer to that.
Let me finish.
Ragalo, I want them to fix your mic. I'm getting told that your mic has a bit of an issue. Yeah, I want them to. It's a good thing. It's a good thing you're setting the stage for this. Bueno, I'm gonna start with this introduction. Yeah, no, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come back.
I will respond to that.
Yes,
I will respond to that.
Yes, Ragalo. Just before, I want them to fix your mic.
Why is it that only Kalenjin beat other communities?
Rolo, yes. I like the way Ragalo is completely run away from the question that I asked.
Yeah, that is cool. He's setting the stage.
Why is it that only Kalenjin beat other
Rolo, I want you to take up this.
Yes.
What is a better analysis?
Yes.
And I'm going to remind you exactly what this is. And now I'm going to I'm going to read this. So Tim Raila is saying finally the president has told off Gachagua over his nonsense of shareholders. Tim Gachagua, great. The president has told off Raila over misleading laws. They're not in government.
Well, Elijah, I thank you first for having me on the show today. And I want to probably give a view of what is happening with what is in government. If you look at Daily Nation, you have put it categorized that it's falling apart. But you see, you forgot that there is a question mark at the end of that statement. Falling apart, it is a question. The president, we must appreciate the president for the work that he's doing. The president has said that we are not going to segregate or isolate a region just because they voted for another party. Okay? Yes. That is a good step, and that is a good thing, because each and every Kenyan has a constitutional mandate and a constitutional right of what we call universal suffrage. Yes. That is the right to vote. So the difference in ideology and political alienation should not hamper or should not defend or should not make somebody else who has voted in the wrong direction or in a different party, should not make that person not access government services. Yes. Services are very important. Yes. These people pay taxes. All of us pay taxes across the country. So it is very important that the president has clearly stamped authority that each and every region must benefit from his government. And maybe to just respond to my friend, because I know he has not said, maybe he will say it again so that I'm able to respond. But for Gachagua, he's looking at what is their contribution.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Why is it a problem when Gachagua says we want to be the central part of this government?
Yes.
Yet the governors in Nyanza province, in the Nyanza region, are saying we want also to benefit from this government. Why is it a problem?
Yes.
That when they say we want to benefit, when Gachagua is entitled to an opinion as well. Even as the principal advisor of the president is entitled to an opinion.
Does
okay?
it? Pretty much.
Yes.
Well, no, it's a good thing you've set the stage. Ragalo, your mic is working. It's completely fine. All right, let's continue this conversation. The stage has been set by Ron. Ron is saying, well, there's no problem at all. There's no problem at all. Gachagua is essentially just saying, well, any other person in this country.
There's a problem.
Yes.
I heard your question very well.
Does it?
And I will tell you, Gachagua is the one who chased us from a government. Gachagua forgot. But this is not his home state.
Yes.
This is a country. If he has his home state and tells me not to come to his compound, I will not step. I mean, that is his jurisdiction. He has a title deed. If I come, it is called what?
Trespass.
Trespass.
Yeah.
But this is not his home state. I mean, who told me to be born in Kenya? Did he have powers? If he had, then he should not have had other communities coming into the country. So he's the one who said this word, that there are shareholders and non-shareholders. It's not Raila. So RUTO makes it a wrong by attacking Raila at home, saying Raila is taking his people, Luo's people away. No. RUTO hasn't been there 4 times. Has Raila said RUTO is wrong coming to Nyanza? 4 times. The minute he became a president, he went to Nyanza the first week, second week he was there with Wanga. Who said he should not come? Has he ever been chased? No. So if you want to come 1,000 times, that is his own problem.
Yes.
We don't give a care. But now, here, Gachagua says we are not part of the government. And he said we are not shareholders. We are fine. Did we ask him to assist us? No. Does Gachagua know we've gone to over 40 years without development during Moi's time? And Kenyatta's short time? Moi took away everything from Nyanza and gave us stooges to be leaders there. To clip Jaramogi Oginga Odinga from 1965-66. Jaramogi never stepped in a government until 1992. Luos followed Jaramogi. They brought all kind of leaders. Ndoloaya, Dalmas Otieno, Kaliech Omamo, many. Olowaringo, many. Saying now we are in the government. What happened to Akinolo Aringo and everyone? All of them will still go back and troop to Jaramogi. Even Doloaya, even Dalmas Otieno later became even an MP under Raila Odinga. So this thing of, we now have a minister from Nyanza, it does not change Luo. One people should understand, and this is not in Kikuyu land where Gachagua comes from, because he wants to lecture us because he brought 70 or 80 something % of votes to RUTO, so he thinks that's very important. A Luo is a Luo. We don't have 2 Luos. We have 1 tribe called Luo. We may have sub-clans, but there are not 2 tribes. Kisses. We have never had 2 Kisii. We can have Nyamira, Kisii in Kisii town, and we have those small sub-tribes, about, but Kisii is Kisii. Not like Kalenjin, a community that was formed in 1948 by amalgamation of a white man calling all those tribes Kalenjin. He may not understand history, but it's true. There was no Kalenjin in 1930s. There were small tribes. Kalenjin was formed in 1948. Luya was formed in 1948. Mijikenda was formed in 1948 when Muzungu brought all small tribes together and gave them a identity. And wakaibai wakaichukua. So these other tribes, you cannot divide them. Luos have always had 1 spiritual leader and 1 leader, political leader. We come from the hierarchy of Jaramogi Ajwang.
Yes.
All the way to Jaramogi Oneko. We've not had another Jaramogi after Oneko. Because after Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, then we had Jaramogi Oneko. Okay? Then you have the Council of Elders. And this thing can never change. So you can come trooping in Luo 1,000 times. Moi did that. He came 100 times. Did he get any votes? After all, the community called, the Moi community killed Kikomi. They made sure Luo went bankrupt.
Yes.
But we survived, my brother. Uko tuko na cassava, tuko na millet, tuko na nini. We ate what we could eat and survived. The only thing we cleaned on was education. So we became too bright and too educated. You may take away the roads, but you can never take away the brain. You may take away the wheat, but you can never take away the cassava.
Yes.
My friend, you can take away the water, but you can never take away the fish.
That's what the president.
We survived.
Yes. That's what the president is saying this morning, Bagalo.
What is he saying?
That I'm here to change this narrative.
He's
that you
not
guys are
changing.
not in government.
He's playing politics. What did he do? What did he say? I'll read here.
Yes.
For Raila to become prime minister, who looked for the post for him? Oh, he was looking. Okay. Am I not the one who fought for it alongside other people? At that time, I was a Raila person. However, since I became the president, he's saying, however, since I became the president,
yes,
Raila has become my person. Is there any problem? Then he went ahead and said
yes,
that in 2027,
yes,
he'll be running against Kalonzo.
Well, what is wrong with that, Ragalo?
Luo will not give him votes. We will vote Kalonzo Musyoka. If I was given RUTO and Kalonzo,
yes,
I will vote Kalonzo. And I'm even pointing to heavens. I can never vote RUTO. Never. And that is
yes,
not because of
yes,
anger or something.
Yes.
I can never vote RUTO. Why? He has to go back and tell the community,
yes,
this was wrong. We did this wrong to you. You hurt us and come dangling things so that we vote you. Kalonzo has been in pain with us,
yes,
for 15 to 20 years. Kama ni kurudisha mkono ile alirudishiwa sasa na Wakikuyu,
yes,
sisi tutarudisha mkono kwa Kalonzo.
And
I'm telling you, if Raila goes to Ruto's side,
yes,
in 2027, Eric will walk to Kalonzo's side.
That's it. Ragalo, I want you to listen to... Rono, you're going to come in next. I want us to play...
Rono has not told me. Why is it that Kalenjin has... Since 1990,
yes,
Kalenjin has fought all the communities, yes, around.
Why
alone? Why alone?
Ragalo,
that was election. I'm just saying war without election. Why do you fight everyone?
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that shortly. I just want us to listen.
Why is it that?
Yes, Ragalo, I just want us to listen into what Gachagua said yesterday. And this is a story, by the way. And I want you to listen to it. This is the kicker from that story, is that DP Rigathi Gachagua dismisses rumors of a row with RUTO, and he urges Kenyans to be patient with the Kenya administration. RUTO Gachagua relations. I just want us to play part of that particular story, and then we come back and talk about it here this morning, because indeed that is essentially what introduces us to this conversation, in the sense of, are we reading too much? Because regarding Gachagua is speaking on it, are we saying something different from what he said? Let's take a look at that story. Come back and talk about it.
The Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua today has said the government is still intact and focused on delivering on promised development projects to improve the lives of Kenyans. Speaking at Kapsabet Showground in Nandi County, he has announced that they won't give distractions a chance to sabotage their workforce, and they must deliver on the promises made during campaigns.
Wananikashifu mimi ya kwamba ninakumbusha rais ya kwamba hata tukipeana kazi tukumbuke zaidi wale walisimama na sisi, because kila mtu sasa anakimbia kwa rais kwa sababu ni rais. Siku alikuwa pale akiwa na shida mingi, hiyo watu walikuwa na yeye. Sasa wote wamefika. Ile bidii wako nayo ya kuingia kwa serikali na kuuliza maneno, kama hiyo bidii wangetuwekea kwa kura tungeshinda na kula milioni 10.
Nonetheless, the Deputy President has said that there are no leadership wrangles between him and the President, diluting rumors that there have been altercations between the two.
There will be no division in this government. President William Ruto and I talk the same language. We consult, we agree.
That's pretty much the bites that I want you to listen to. Well, no, you know, it's not reading. We're not reading too much. There, he is saying himself that I don't understand why other people who never worked for us in the campaign, They're now all around the president. They want to show off this government. And he's actually saying it, that they want to show off this government. He's saying that, well, I'm urging the president, when he's giving out these jobs, all right, can he first start with the people who helped us in the campaign process? Still sticking to the same thing. You will say that's still the shareholding conversation that is going on.
Which is okay. And is there any problem with that? Because...
But that's what the president is saying. We need to stop that.
They are said,
yes,
when we are giving out jobs, please consider us who stood by you.
First.
Which is okay.
First, no,
yes.
First. The word is first consider.
First consider.
That's it.
Which is okay,
that's
because
it.
The president has said that we will not isolate, okay? Get this point, that we will not isolate any region in Kenya.
That's it.
But apart from that isolation, Gachagua is saying, first start with us. He has not said isolate.
Continues to say, you guys were not with us during the campaign. I don't understand now why all of you guys are surrounding the president for this job.
They were not there during the campaign. They were elsewhere, okay? They were supporters of a different candidate.
Yes.
But as well, at the same time,
yes,
you see, he has said first. First,
there's
no problem. Second, now consider them. He has an opinion and he has a right to do that. He has a right to ask for that preferential treatment.
That's it, but
because even in your own home,
yes,
okay, there is a way you make decisions about what you're going to buy. There are things that you're going to give preferential treatment by purchasing them before another. So he has just expressed an opinion that we participated in looking for the votes and blocking the central region to make RUTO the president.
Yes, I want him to clear the sentiment. Yes.
We would not be having the presidency as we speak. But he has asked the president that allow us, and he's entitled to that opinion, just as I am entitled to my opinion. And you remember in the campaigns, the president said, Kenya Kwanza is an environment and a society where everybody is at liberty, okay, to express himself without being intimidated or undermined.
Yes.
That is what he said, if I remember very well. Now, when Gachagua expresses himself, where is the problem? If another governor from Nyanza, say Gladys Wanga, expresses herself and says, Sisi ni watu wa baba.
Yes.
RUTO did not have a problem with that.
What is
why is it now that when Gachagua expresses himself,
yes,
and what he feels should be the option, then it's a problem between him and the president?
Just hold on, Regalo. But when the president is over the other side saying nobody will be locked out, there's a government for everybody.
Nobody.
And Gachagua is saying, please, I do not understand why these people are surrounding themselves with the president. They were nowhere, and he's telling the president, please, when those jobs come, first consider the people of Kenya Kwanza.
Elijah,
and then
let us be very clear with this. He has said, he has not said, do not consider them. Has he said, do not consider them?
Hold on.
He has said, first
consider the people of Kenya. Goes on to say, I do not understand what these people
He
want.
doesn't understand. What is the problem with not
I don't understand what
is the problem?
So what are you saying in
other words, he's saying,
what are you saying in a nutshell? When you say, please consider us, I don't understand what these people were.
Yes, but first.
Let me
first consider us because we were here before they came. First come, first serve. Okay?
Does it?
Let me weigh in.
Yes.
It cannot be fast out.
Yes.
Definitely. So let's agree that Gachagua has the liberty to say, first start with us because we were the ones who formed this government.
Bagal, I'm going to come to you. In this respect, Ronald, and it's not the very first time. That's why the Daily Nation is reading into this kind of conversation. You see, by the way, all this messaging came from this weekend.
Yes.
And I'm going to play you another clip as well of him saying we can't allow these people to come in and take our positions. I'm going to play that for you. But hold on.
Okay.
This comes this weekend. The president is in Nyanza talking about how this government is for everybody, talking about how it's going to improve this particular region, and also when it comes to this government, they're also inclusive of this government.
Correct.
Over the other side, in DP's staff, is talking about how he doesn't understand where these people are coming from and how every other person who campaigned for the Kenya Kwanza government should be considered first. Is that not different speak on a particular subject?
It is a stage, I can call it a systematic, because I have said, for instance, we are here and we say, let's get out.
Yes.
But first, you go fast out, okay? You get out first, then followed by my friend here, and then I go out. Does it mean that anybody else is left in this room? No.
But who's the boss? Who's the boss?
The boss is the president.
Does it?
Now, when the boss is the president, fine.
Yes.
When William RUTO is the president,
yes,
which he is the president and a substantial president legally,
yes,
and by a majority vote, when he says that we are not going to allow this, then anybody else is entitled to his or their own opinion. It is good to have that. And he has said clearly, I consult the president, we talk with the president, and don't expect any rift.
Yes.
So he's allowed
last question before I cross over to Ragalo. Just hold on. Last question before I cross over to Ragalo. Should the DP be speaking the same language as the president? Are we sitting here to envision a scenario where Rigathi Gachagua is going to say something different and the president is also going to say something different?
I will take you back to what the president said during campaigns.
Yes.
He said, and I'll repeat the statement, that in Kenya Kwanza, everybody is entitled and free to have an opinion about us, an opinion about anything, and that is different from what we think. But that doesn't make them non-over-support or non-supporter.
Yes.
That is what he said. And that is what is happening, because this is a team where people have divergent opinions. And it is allowed in this government for people to have divergent opinions. But the president, the buck stops at the president when he says the issue about development.
Yes.
And when I look at Gashagua's statement is that consider us first. Let us put us as a priority before you go out there to dish out the development agenda.
Pretty much. Don't I'll be coming back to you. Yes, Ragalo.
When you read the Business Daily,
yes,
on Monday, March 20th, 2023, you can Google it.
Yes.
Monday, March 20, 2023, the Business Daily. The Business Daily tells you that, and that is March, by March, and you know there are so many changes that have happened. By March, 20% of the parastatal chiefs were Kikuyus. Kalenjin were 19.4%. By now, so many changes have happened. So many changes. So, and I read the People's Daily, an excerpt of it. The Kikuyus and Kalenjin dominance mirrors the two tribes' presence at the highest office in Kenya since independence. Since what? Independence. Dominance since independence. What does that tell you? When we keep talking about let everybody come, Kiage.
Yes.
When I have food and I've already eaten all the food,
yes,
then I come out with a full stomach and says, my house is open, you can come. I always have a meal for everyone. And the meal is over. What are you telling them? Where are those positions that you've left for the Luos?
Yes.
Where are they? Where are the positions you've left for the smallest tribe in Luyaland? Manyala, for example. Where are they? Why are you telling us that the government is open for us when you finish the chakula? You finish the food. So what do you want us to come and eat? Yes. That's why I said, Kiage, we don't need it. We don't even, if you don't want to bring road, stay with it. If you don't want to bring water, we have Lake Victoria, we'll drink and bathe there. What are you trying, why we are pacing people who already told us from the first day that the government is for how many people? 2. And they did it that. And this is the Business Daily. I'm not quoting something that I don't know. That said, it is their government. So, kazi yetu ni kuangalia tu. Let's just watch until 2027. When that time comes, and I won't use the name God because sometimes kura iendangi vile Mungu anataka. If that time comes and something happens, then we'll also be part of the government that will be sharing the seats to show them that we also have. Let me tell you, if we keep talking about sharing of seats and the president goes and lies to Luos that the government is open free for all, which seats are they going to get? Which ones? Headmaster of a secondary school? The seats that are remaining in the chief of the cattle dip, the chairman of the cattle dip? Which seats are remaining? You saw the viti zikipeanwa juzi za ambassadors. I read the whole list. One Luo. One. You know, you have to read looking at your tribe, eh? I didn't look at Kisu any other tribe. One Luo.
Ragalo, that may be a problem.
No, no, that is not a problem. That is not a problem. You know, you have to check.
Let me.
So the thing I'm saying, when you keep telling people that the government is open and they are, you come, we work together.
Yes.
Where? So again, when people take CVs, they want certain jobs. So the most qualified are Kikuyus and Kalenjin. So these other papers are not qualified. I mean, let's be honest, because some of these seats, people send CVs. So the CVs that are more qualified, you want to tell me that the CVs are more qualified right now for parastatal chiefs and chairmen, just for Kikuyus, and I'm reading, I'm not being tribalistic, but I'm being honest. Because someone said, kujeni tufanye kwa serikali. Wapi? Eric anakuja pewe kiti gani? Ni gani imebaki yenye Eric anaweza pewa? Aseme, oh, Luos have been presented. Give Jakakimba a seat. Why is he roaming around you, roaming everywhere, roaming? Which seat is he occupying? And he's there. Why give Jakakimba a seat then? So that we know he's now fully in the government. What is his job? He was a political advisor to Raila, and he was drawing a salary. So when he's around you, he's what? See, give him a seat then. You know, we are not suffering, and we are not looking for food. We are sufficient. Just leave us alone. We will chart our path. We charted our path from Sudan to Kenya. We'll chart our path from Ugunja to Nyadorera. We will chart our path.
But Regalo, it's not about being left alone. I'm going to cross over to Ronald. It's not about being left alone.
But they have. They told us they don't have seats for us. Gachagua keeps saying, even yesterday he said, ati kuna watu wengine wanaona sasa hii ni serikali na president amekuwa president, so wanashinda hapo wanataka kuomba viti. Surely, is it wrong kuomba viti? So now, me, Eric, I say blankly, mimi sitaki kiti kanayo.
But you
know 5 years down the line itaisha tu. Now, Kenya ita change.
Here's the reality though. When governors from the Luo Nyanza region say that they're ready to work with the president, and you hear saying, well, we don't want it.
No, governors are already governors. They are CEOs.
Yes.
So they have to work with the government because these are two governments that have to work together. Actually, now I'll even tell you that Kenya government cannot be alone without the governors. That one must be remembered. So it's not that the governors wanaomba kazi. The Kenyan government alone cannot also work without governors. So the governors also cannot work without the Kenyan, government. So those are people working together depending on the levels that they are. But I'm saying the government is saying we go and work together. Give me the seats that are remaining. That's why I told you, umesha kula umemaliza, unakuja kuniambia, I still have some more food come to kule. Umebakisha nyanya yenye imeoza.
Just when you look, when I'll be coming to you, when you look at the reception that the president got this weekend, what is that region? And Regalo, by the way, this, and I will tell you this.
Reception on reception, a president will get more used to go there. Was he not getting people? You will get people, my friend. Reception, si kitu, si tuende kura bas. Because you see people coming and think you sasa ni reception, si tuende kura. Si tuende kura reception si kwani let me help you. Raila goes to Mount Kenya now. Raila goes to Mount Kenya. He walks to Ruiru today. The reception will be big.
Let's be very honest. Let's be very honest.
Ron, I want you to
let me respond first to what you said.
Yes. I'm going to give you that chance. I want us to weigh in, and please remember to respond to that. I want us to weigh in on this particular story then that we're talking about this morning. And Ron, I want to ask you this question. I want you to watch this particular story. And we called it, Mount Kenya leaders say they are united behind Gachagua. At this point, why would they be united behind Gachagua? Let's take a look at it, because they'll give you sentiments on exactly what you're gonna respond to. Let's take a look at this story that we ran yesterday. Come back, we give Ronald that chance then to respond.
Sisi wote tuko nyuma ya Rigathi Gachagua, and there are no two ways about that. Na kama community, because I believe I'm an elder in this community, nikiwa chairman wa magavana wote 10 wa mlima, kuanzia Meru, kwenda Nakuru, kwenda Embu, kuteremka Laikipia, kuja Nyeri, Murang'a, Kiambu na Kirinyaga iko hapa. We want to say in a very specific way that we are solidly behind President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, wakiwa na wakiwa na Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua.
Why are you reminding us?
Ronald, why are you reminding us? He said, with the governors. I mean, where's the problem with them as the governors? He comes from Nyeri. Mutahi Kahiga comes from Nyeri. Gachagua comes from Nyeri. You have to defend your own. No, definitely, that is what is in fact
defending against who?
What? Is building.
Yes.
You see, these are positions that can even change in future. We never know.
Yes.
You know, political position, power is transient.
Yes.
So when he says we are united behind Gachagua, it is actually in tandem with what Gachagua said. Gachagua said that I am looking at delivering 100% for the president, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Where is the problem with that? Where is the problem with them uniting behind Gachagua? In fact, I am looking at now Ndindi Nyoro and Kimani Ichung'wah and the likes of Anne Waiguru saying we are all united behind Gachagua, which is okay, and there's no problem with that because they come from a region, they represent the interest of a region, and there's no challenge with that, and there's no problem with that.
What interest is Gachagua pushing in the region? The
interest in this country is about development. Yes. Let me tell you, and I think my friend here was a bit. I know he talked about positions, but I fail to understand whether even the Chief of Defense Forces, who was by the president,
he was not given by the president.
Participated in some funny.
Don't lie on camera.
I looked at CV. The president said I looked at his CV.
Yes.
And despite the challenges that we had up to the run-up of 22 general election, I looked at this guy and said he is qualified. He is the commander-in-chief of the defense forces of Kenya.
Yes.
And that is why he's the
general defense forces.
You're going to come back on this.
Now,
yes.
The cabinet secretary, Owalo, I mean, I wonder whether Owalo is a Kalenjin or a Kikuyu. I wonder whether the PS for Interior and the coordination of national government is a Kikuyu or Kalenjin. You know, sometimes we make it so sensational until we forget that these people are not appointed to serve a specific population. All right? We have schools in Nyanza. Do we? Yes, we do. We have universities in Nyanza. These universities, their VCs may not be Luos, but are they running very well? Yes, they are running very well. We have institutions in Nyanza under the Ministry of Education.
But what did you do with the VC in your place, Eldoret? Didn't you chase a Luya VC?
In fact, I was the chair student council.
So what happened? Did you not?
We did not chase, in fact.
Then you put a challenge in VC.
No, we didn't.
Let
me respond to that because I was there.
Yes.
And I was the president student council in University of Eldoret during that time when there was turmoil.
Yes.
There was a VC called Professor Teresa A.O. Akenga, okay, whom she came in 2013, and she cleared her term early this year. She cleared her 10-year term early this year. Had the president been having that agenda, which my friend here is saying, would she have been a VC for the last 10 years? In fact, the president went to Nandi and told the leaders in Nandi and Uasin Gishu that ni kwa nini mumeenda kufanyia maandamano mama ambaye hana maneno. And in fact that story ended with Senator Meli, and that is how Senator Meli in fact lost the election in 2017.
Yes.
He was the senator and he was the one who was behind the whole of that clamor for change. When you say we put a Kalenjin VC,
yes,
in those 10 years where was a Kalenjin VC? And in fact, I will tell you for free today that at the University of Eldoret during that time, most of the people who suffered are the people of Baringo because most of them exited the university in ways that we did not understand. Even my own Secretary General, who passed on, was the aspirant for Nandi Hills, who was called Wesley Kogo. Alikuwa anaitwa Tinget. That guy passed on, which is unfortunately, may his soul rest in peace. That guy was a victim of that administration. Why? That guy was abducted, he was injured, and he was thrown into the forest. We have Patrick Lomandi from Chiati, the friend to Kasain Kamket, the Mheshimiwa Kasain Kamket.
Yes.
That guy was abducted. He was almost murdered during the administration of Professor
Yes.
So when you talk about the politics of tribalism, you are taking us back to where we've run away from.
Yes.
So let me just finish.
We're not just clear on the whole.
When you have a cabinet secretary for roads, and you have the president launching roads in the Nyanza region, does it mean that that road will be used by the Kalenjins? No, definitely not. Number 3, let us be very categorical. Is it about positions or it's about development? Because the president was very clear during the campaign that this government is not about positions, and that is why most of the people have been left outside. It's only those maybe who participated in the campaign who have been aliwaambia nitawapanga, which aliwapanga. But we have the housing projects in Kuria West. We have housing projects in Homa Bay. You want to tell me those houses will be, the people who will be living in those houses are people from the Rift Valley because the president is a Kalenjin? It is not possible.
Yes.
But for the respect of this administration, which is trying to, and in fact, the reason why there's a UDA office in CI is because the president has said that we do not want tribalism. In 2007, let me be very categorical about that. In 2007, the people who voted in landslide, Kibaki didn't see anything in the Rift Valley, except for Nakuru, where the Bantus are. The Kalenjin overwhelmingly voted for Raila and Amolo Odinga. And in fact, we gave a name to Raila Amolo Odinga. We called him Kimi Bey. We were not fools. He was crowned an elder in Nandi. So when my friend says that is the government of Kalenjin and Kikuyu, he needs to remember that at some point in our lives, we supported Raila Odinga without flinching.
Yes.
And that is when he lost. He didn't lose, and in fact, he won the 2007 election. And when William Ruto stood by him and told Martha Karua, you are not going to make Kibaki the president, he in fact stood on the chair and told her, no, the president is Raila Amolo Odinga in 2007. Right? The Pentagon, you remember that?
Does
okay? Where Nyaga was part of that Pentagon team. Nyaga was not a Luo, but was part of that Pentagon team. When Martha Karua is not a Luo, but was part of Azimio. Let me finish.
Yes.
Let me finish.
Yes.
Why is it now a problem when William Ruto runs for president and becomes president after Raila by funny concession and through that negotiation that happened, appreciation that happened in 2007, left the presidency to Kibaki, to His Excellency Mwai Emilio Kibaki, rest in peace. Why is it a problem now when the president is the president of the Republic of Kenya kwa sababu ya kujipanga? It is an issue for other people. Finally, I think my friend is scared about the reception that the president has gotten in Nyanza because you can see the body language. And I want to give you an example. When Raila Odinga went to the central province, you saw the crowds. People were just walking. A few people, a crowd of 100 is looking at Raila like, what is happening? But when the president, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, went to Siaya, went to Homa Bay, you saw the jubilation. And then he wants to say that jubilation means nothing. And the president alluded that Raila may not be on the ballot.
Ragala, you're next.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
And I know under the situation where we say we.
Yes.
Okay, when it comes to voting, say I. But when I look at the body language of the Luo nation, the plain Nilots of this country, they are about to change.
Here's the thing, Bakalo. Yes, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Eric Ragalo Otieno, we will not vote William Ruto in
2027.
But you need to remember we voted for you in 2007.
No, me, I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
Bagalo,
he alluded.
Yes. Bagalo, just let me remind you this, just so that we stick to the conversation this morning. And Ron, I want you to listen to this. I want to ask this question collectively as Ragalo responds. If you and I, Rono,
if I will
go to the roadside, all right?
Yes.
And then tell people that we are fully behind Ragalo.
Yes.
That we support Ragalo. Is it all right for us to be asked, why? Why now? Why are you declaring this to us? Right? Why can't you just say, we support this government, Ragalo? Let's jump in.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
And I want to finish with this sentence. That Ruto alluded that Raila may not be in the ballot. That he's telling Luos to vote for him. And you've just brought a very nice question. Why can't we just support the government? I will not support Ruto in 2027 and his government now. Reason being, and I'm talking to our community and people in Azimio, reason being, he told us the dollar will be below 115. They're about to start telling us the war in Israel is now bringing the dollar to 170. They're about. No, I know what I'm saying. Yes. The dollar will start rising. So it may reach 170. They will start telling us that the war in Israel and Palestine is bringing the dollar to go up. So they lied. I will not support Ruto now and in 2027. And I'm talking to my Azimio people henceforth because Kazi kwa vijana is dead. I will not support because everything that he said, mafuta ilienda ikakuwa expensive ya kupika. Okay? Sahi, treasury bills are at 15 point something percent. Actually 0.2 and above percent. He said Mama Mboga will be able to take loans. Mama Mboga are really having a very good time today. Very easy. They are buying things very cheap. So if that is the president that people talk to about,
yes,
and then that is the president I want to fix my people on 2027 and beyond, the Luo Nation, Kisumu, Migori, Siaya, Homa Bay, and any other diaspora places that you are, don't vote UDA government. If Raila will not be in the ballot, as alluded by Ruto, we will go to Kalonzo Musyoka. We will not lie to Kenyans. We will not put Kenyans into problem that they put themselves. We want to fix Kenya. So why would I join a government that is messing the country? Why am I joining a government that everything has gone up by 25%?
Yes.
The dollar is now doing 150 point something buying.
140.
Oh, no. I bought the dollar the other day.
Yes.
When you go buy a dollar, you'll buy at 155, bro.
Bagalo.
When you sell it, will
Yes.
how much? Do you want to lie to them again on TV? I bought the dollar 2 weeks ago.
Here's the question I want to ask you. If you listen to, and we're going to run that clip, if you listen to that particular speech from the president, when in all those places that he went to, did he say the right things that the lower community essentially wanted to hear from the president? Did he say the right things, Bagalo?
What did he say?
Talked about reviving.
He went complaining in Sony that there are cartels in sugar. Why is he complaining? He's the president. A president complaining? You have all the state apparatus, National Social Intelligence Service, and CID, and what?
Yes.
You have information. If there are cartels, you know them by name. Why do you complain? Why don't you do the what is necessary? Why do you complain? Why would you lament in front of people and you're the president?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a guy who said there, kama si Mungu wa juu, sasa ndio Mungu hapa chini. See, the guy told him that.
Yes.
What that guy was telling him, you know the problems here. If Sony is the government property, you've been briefed the problem in Sony. So finish the problem. Why are you complaining that they are nini? Si kuja utuambie. At least Interior Minister said in Kiambu the other day, yesterday, that he's going to table the list of people who have been murdering people in Lamu. We're waiting for the list. See, another guy is saying, tutawapatia list. Why would the president complain in Sony? Give us those people. Tell us these are the people. Na hii ndio mashughuli tunataka kuwashughulikia. Don't keep reminding us mambo ni matatu. Tell us where Eric, Kiplimo, Elijah, mambo ni matatu. Call them by name. Elijah either uruke, ushuke. You know, don't complain. So he was playing politics. Actually, he's done nothing. Ameenda ameongea, ameenda. I want to see if Sony will wake up. Inaitangwa kuongea na kwenda. And hiyo kuongea na kwenda ndio story Mount Kenya people were told. They were told so many things to an extent they say they don't eat roads. Right now Mount Kenya people think road is even food. They are crying down here. They were lied to.
Yes.
They were lied to maziwa itaenda iwe mzuri, imeenda. They were lied to that kahawa itakuwa na nguvu. Kahawa sasa inatoka pesa ngapi? They were lied to macadamia itakuwa strong. Macadamia sasa inauzwa kwa street. Macadamia ni 15 bob per kg. Macadamia ilikuwa inatoka 180 shillings per kg. They were lied to. We are not going to buy these things.
Yes.
So me and my people who think the same. If Raila will not be there as alluded by Ruto, as alluded because me I know Baba is there.
Doesn't?
We are going to follow Kalonzo Musyoka.
Fine.
And that one should be put in print.
That's it. But I'm going to take you back to what Mwandanyi said Saturday, and we're going to play that clip for you, Rona, as well. I want you to weigh in on that as well. But just before that then, Bagalo, just take a minute on this because I want to cross over to Rona this morning. Indeed, when the president is in the Nyanza region, there are things that you expect him to say. And I'm going to get back to you on that. Regardless of what he didn't do or what he didn't say, when you look at the perception, the people that he was addressing, when you look at his entire speech, do you believe that he said what he had to say at that particular time, Ragalo?
Let me tell you, brother. If you, by that day, I didn't hear mutu ya vitendawili. I didn't hear mutu ya kuweka kofia, sufuria kwa kichwa.
Which is good, isn't it?
I didn't hear.
Which is good.
Because he couldn't say it there.
Which is good.
He can say it elsewhere.
Which is good.
He can say it elsewhere. So if you go to elsewhere,
yes,
he can say wale majamaa kukaa kwa barabara, wale majamaa kuweka kofia ni sufuria kwa kichwa, wale majamaa vitendawili na sijui nini. He can say it
which
elsewhere.
Is good, isn't it?
But when it comes to Nyanza, he knows now these are his people. His people, he knows. Don't tell me he doesn't know. He knows these are his people. So he has to talk with his people, different language. So the language, was it a true language? No, it was not. Use the bashing that you bash our Raila elsewhere. We are not being told. Sisi hatuwezi ambiwa ati we are solely behind Raila Odinga. We are there. Come rain, come shine. You don't even remind us if we are behind Raila. Don't remind us we are there. We are not the guys in Mount Kenya who has to be reminded all the time. We are solely strong under Deputy President. No. So when you come there, you can't call mtu ya sufuria. So what you are saying is what you could have told Mount Kenya, Mijikenda, elsewhere. You tell them stories, you leave. But us, we will not buy. That's why I said, whether development or not,
yes,
we survived the 40 years of pain. I am a kid who was born during that time. We survived it. Even if there were nothing. Because don't keep reminding us at everybody yuko kwa Kenya. Yes. Why do you remind us? We are in a parliamentary system that is automatic. Everybody is in Kenya. Yes. So when you come reminding us ati kila mtu ako kwa serikali ya UDA, yes, we know we are all in the government of UDA. Who doesn't know? Though we are in ODM, but the government is UDA. And we are part and parcel of UDA. Whether they like it or not, I am a shareholder in UDA because I am in the government of UDA. As the parliamentary constitution says.
Yes.
And we say presidential. Yes, whatever constitution.
Yes.
Because I am Kenya. It has to happen. And this question now I would ask.
Yes.
Bro, Africa Cup of Nations will be played even in Kisumu. Tell me, because now you're in government. And that, now I'm requesting you, please, now let me request. Now I'm requesting, please, bro, since inception of Kenya, the guys who know how to score with their foot nicely, they are the Luos and Luyas. Kisi are coming number 3. It will be very bad if you don't bring a soccer where soccer is born. If 100 meters was to be brought in Siaya, you will complain. Because why do you bring marathon in Siaya? Who will run? That is what I'm asking. How do you take African Cup in Eldoret? Surely, madness of the highest order.
We're going to clear.
If African Cup was to be played in 3 cities, let it be Mombasa, which is important, yes, Nairobi, and Kisumu. Eldoret and Kisumu is not far. But when you take soccer in Eldoret,
I mean,
no, wachangeni hata nyinyi hata kama ni serikali wachangeni.
Ragalo, hold on. Here's the thing. Yes. Bono, I'm going to give you a chance to respond to that. But let me, just for the sake of Ragalo listening to us this morning as well, to make this conversation more wholesome, if you sort of summarize what RUTO essentially spoke about when it was the Luo Nyanza, spoke about an inclusive government. It's a government for every other person. He spoke about vowing to go after sugar cartels, yes, and he continued to say that the sugar cartels are crippling the sector. Good. He also went and spoke about how he has plans to boost agriculture within that particular region. Now, here's the thing. For the sake of this conversation, I'm going to go back to that particular story that we did. It was actually story number
agriculture
2. So that we see exactly there's so much in agriculture. There's fish as well.
They should have been saying we would do this.
Yes.
And that is what
this is the timeline.
We're going to play for you that. And Sheila, just for the sake of this conversation as well, I want you to ready story number 2. We're going to start with it and then jump all the way story number 5 because Wagalo has to hear those clips. I'll tell you exactly when to jump in. For now, let's listen to story number 2, come back and jump to story number 5 and then exactly then go back to Rono and Ragalo. Good morning.
President William RUTO, during his inaugural visit to Nyanza, made a scathing attack on sugar cartels while touring the Sony Sugar Company in Migori County. RUTO firmly pointed fingers at the cartels, holding them responsible for the decline of sugar companies in Western Kenya.
So, mimi nimepatia hiyo watu warning. The people who have taken the sugar sector hostage, and we know them. The people who normally go to court to block any meaningful transformation of our sugarcane sector. We want to give them a warning from Migori that this time round, tutaonana na nyinyi macho kwa macho.
The president accused the cartels of manipulating the sugar industry for their own gain. The head of state vowed that the government will clamp down on the sugar barons despite the numerous cases challenging the government's reforms in court.
Hawa watu wote ambao wamechangia hii maneno, mambo yao ni matatu. Hakuna story nyingine. Tumekubaliana? Na unajua mumesema vizuri. Hapa tumepata matatizo. Tunapitisha sheria, wanapeleka kotini. Tunapitia regulation, matapeli, wakora, watu wa jeuri, wanapeleka kotini. Hata wakulima wakifanya election ya representative ya wakulima, wanapeleka kotini. Kwa sababu wako na wakulima ambao wamewanunua, ndio wanataka waendeshe mambo ya wakulima, ndio maswali isiulizwe.
President Ruto maintained that the state-owned sugar companies will not be privatized, assuring farmers that their concerns will be prioritized in the leasing program, ensuring prompt payment for Kende.
With the National Dialogue Committee continuing with their mandate, President William Ruto has called on all political leaders from the opposition coalition not to be afraid of working with his administration, while cautioning leaders against divisive politics.
Tunataka tufanye siasa yetu kwa taratibu, tushindane kwa taratibu. Vile tulifanya uchaguzi, hakukuwa na fujo. Serikali ni ya Wakenya. Hata kama kuna tofauti kati yangu na gavana wenu, hiyo sio kumaanisha ya kwamba county government ya Migori haiwezi kufanya kazi na national government. We must be able to differentiate between differences of opinion and the profile of the country that matters to all of us, irrespective of your opinion.
As Nyanza region remains heavily dependent on fish farming, the president pledged to inject more funds to the sector in a bid to lower the high cost of living.
Chakula sio mahindi peke yake, si ndio? Si hata samaki ni chakula. Na ndio sababu tumeweka pia mpango hapa Sori, kwa sababu tunataka hii Lake Victoria tuitumie na wavuvi wetu tuwasaidie waweze kuvua samaki nyingi, ndio tuweze kuweka chakula katika meza ya Wakenya katika kwa bei nafuu. Pale Kabonyo tumeweka mtambo mkubwa ya karibu shilingi bilioni 1 ambaye itatusaidia katika hatchery.
The head of state, while
that's it. Quite specific, isn't it? Quite specific. And Sheila, I don't know how many minutes we got, because then I want us to go for a tiny break, then come back with a Rono then to respond to those. We have 4 minutes. Okay, good. We're going to jump into quick responses and then come back and talk about it. You see, the thing is, Bagalo questioned whether the president did anything. Rono, do you think that is something?
Let me start with the issue about sugar, because I think Obonya has an issue with the story about cartels.
Yes.
All right? The president is saying that even in the election of farmers, when they're electing representative of farmers, when election is done, they move to the court.
That's
right?
Mm-hmm.
He is saying that, Obonya is saying that this is the president who has NIS, DCI, the police. But do you really want the president to interfere with the courts by saying don't take that case to the court? Because that is what the cartels have been using. I want to use a case of Mumia Sugar, where it was put under receivership. The trouble started from 2015.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Until they were put under receivership. In fact, there is a law firm that was asking for about, I don't know, it's about 80 million shillings or something close to 100 million shillings as the legal fees that they charged to that company. So they are using the courts to stop any other process. And you have heard clearly, he's also said that these sugar mills are not going to be privatized. In fact, they will be state-owned, but leased to somebody who's competent enough to be able to process the sugar and pay the farmers. Is that not a good thing? I mean,
it's not.
When he says where the president says that we are going to deal with this issue, when he says we have 117 billion that we want to write off, the debt that we want to write off for the sugarcane farmers. It means these sugarcane farmers are going to be paid using what taxes? The taxes collected across the country, 117 billion shillings. It is not 117 billion shillings. And he answered them, do you know what billion means? He's taking this debt and writes it off. The government, just the way they've been doing with the KQ. You want to tell me those farmers are not going to get something in their pockets? Let me come to the issue about the fish industry. He categorically said we are going to ban the fish that is imported from China. How is that going to affect the economy of the people of the Nyanza region?
Yes.
So in other words, he has invested in agriculture because agriculture, our GDP is the biggest contributor. Our GDP is the $118 billion GDP is from agriculture. It constitutes about 28% of the GDP. That is the highest contributor of GDP in this country. So when you inject any support to agriculture across the region, because he's done it for the North Rift region, as I said the other time, that the fertilizer subsidy is doing very fine. Now he's gone to the sugar belt area.
Yes.
He said he's writing off the debt and he's sorting out the issues about cartels. So that and he's sorting out the issue about privatization. No privatization, it's state-owned, farmers-owned, but you lease this to a competent person able to pay the farmers.
Yes.
What is the product of these government interventions? It is a positive and trajectory in growth of this agriculture. So yes. When you want to tell us that that accounts for nothing, I mean, it would be insane for you to say such interventions accounts for nothing. And remember, he was in a development tour. Maybe political, that is what he's saying.
Yes.
But he has said there's difference of opinion, and that should not stop us from working together. And that should not also stop him from working with the deputy president.
That's it, pretty much. Guess what? Once we come, Ragalo, from this break, he was very specific. He pointed out the regions. He stated the amount of money that's going to go into improving the agriculture sector in those regions. Went right ahead and says, I don't see a problem with that. Your governor here, we might be differing in opinion, but that will not stop me. Agalo, is that not enough for any other person who was listening to the president in those two particular occasions, where he's saying, well, I'm going to fight these cartels, I know them, and I've given them a notice. I'm going to fight them, and I know them. And then goes ahead in another region and says, you see this few region here where I am today, it's a development tour. I'm going to put this amount of money into it, and you're going to start seeing those changes. Is that not what people want to hear? And once we come back from this, on Saturday, when I was speaking, this is what he said. It's a good thing that Rono is here, and Ragalo. This is what he told the president. The way to Nyanza is Raila Amolo Odinga. So if you can't get to Raila Amolo Odinga, bro, it is zero, just like Ragalo is saying. Once we come back right here on The Morning Drift, my name is Simba Elijah Charles. Can I get Lookuptv across all your social media platforms? We take a tiny breather. Once we come back, Ragalo and Rono still with us.
Are you a civil servant and looking for a financial breakthrough? You can now apply for the salary check-off loan from Juhudi Kilimo, a solution that is available for salaried employees that have a check-off agreement with Juhudi Kilimo. All you need is 3 months latest payslips, a copy of your national ID, one recent colored passport photo, and your KRA PIN. For more information, call us today on 0709 692 000 or send an SMS to 20103 at no charge. Juhudi Kilimo, investing in farmers, transforming lives.
Jamaa jo, mazena inflation jo na hii mafuta venye mepanda jo, mmefika at the right time. Mimi nakwambia wachezaji saa hizi tu ni kutoka hapa, kuingia mtaa, kutengeneza sima, wadishifiti, alafu tutane grau.
Leo tuko katika center inaitwa Kimta, ambapo hapa ni sehemu ambapo wanafunzi ama vijana wadogo wanakuja hapa kusoma, wanakuja hapa kukuza talanta yao, na wanakuja pia kujiinua kielimu.
Now through Kimta and the groups like Tatua Tatu, through pads, wasichana wataendelea kuendea shule vizuri. at the same time watakuwa healthy.
Yote ni kwa hisani ya Tatua Foundation. Na wakati wote ambapo unacheza Tatua Tatu, kumbuka kwamba asilimia 25 inakuja kusaidia masuala kama haya. Kwa hivyo endelea kucheza Tatua Tatu.
Are you looking for experts in waterproofing systems, concrete admixtures, flooring systems, refurbishment solutions, roofing, sealing and bonding, and building finishing systems? Look no more, as Sika Kenya got you covered. With over 113 years of experience, we offer our customers a comprehensive one-stop shop experience and the best technical support. Our products are available in all leading hardware stores and building merchants across the country. Call us today on 0711 140 232 or 0786 140 834 or email us on sales@ke.sika.com. Sika Kenya, building trust.
We got good news for you. You have the opportunity to win up to 100,000 shillings cash money from Kuza Bees. It's easy to participate. Just open M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa, account number 825454, account name right, Lookuptv, then deposit 99 shillings only. Remember, the more you participate, the more the chances of winning. Hurry now and be one of the winners of the Daily Cash Awards.
This game is BCLB licensed and is not open to persons under the age of 18 years. Play responsibly.
All right. Welcome back to the Morning Drift. My name is Simba Elijah Charles here again. Guess what? Magalo is going to respond to that. But then as a teaser of where we're going into next, Rigathi Gachagua has been speaking as well. You see, there's so many sound bites essentially on this seeming tiff between RUTO and Rigathi Gachagua. Maybe now this one is going to be the best one then to take us to the next part of our conversation. He was speaking this weekend at a church service, and this is exactly what he said. Let's listen in.
Is that these azimio characters and the press, they are blaming me ati wamekatazwa kuja kwa handshake. Sasa mimi, nyinyi mnataka hiyo handshake? Mimi ni mtu ya kuchukua amri kwa raia. Sasa rais akienda huko Nyanza, kazi yao tu ni fitina. Huyu deputy president hataki tukuje. Mimi nataka wakuje, lakini si wakuje kuchukua nafasi ya watu yangu ya Rift Valley na ya mlima. I have no problem. Let them come. Kama wameamua kusupport rais, they are welcome.
In simple terms, wacha wakuje, but wakikuja, hizo kazi za Rift Valley na Central, bwana wasiguze. Mwache rafiki kwingine bwana. And what your press pia tumesema ni kama Rigathi Gachagua ataki handshake. That's what he said. For those who didn't listen again, we're going to get into that shortly then and ask Rono, is that why then leaders from the central part of Kenya are saying we are rightly behind Rigathi Gachagua? All right, Magalo, just for my own break. We took you to test. We played for you those clips of the president essentially allocating specific sums of money and actually saying the cartels have only 3 options. And then Bagale was saying, that's nothing, Bona. That's nothing.
You know, brother, there's what you call politics of deception.
Yeah.
And politics of deception goes always to the people. And the people need people who have seen the front,
yes,
who have seen Kesho, to discern deception. When RUTO was there 2 weeks after being sworn in as a president, he talked about sugar. The 4th visit he's gone to,
yes,
he's still talking about sugar. This is the 2nd year. So when will sugar be sugar? If it is not deception. If your work was to come and reinvent sugar and make things work, why is it that on your 4th visit, or even say 5th visit, if I can count well, you're still talking the same thing if it is not deception? That is how, when you want to marry a girl and the girl has to come into your home, you have to be a liar. A guy who marries a beautiful girl is the best liar. That one is an African proverb. If you go with the truth, mimi nashilipo 10,000, hata kwangu nalalaga chini, sufuria hata iko chini na ekelanga stove, nikizima stove ile ya kerosene inanuka nyumba mzima, unatoa stove nje ipigwe na upepo, she will not come. Politics of deception. How do you dishonor deception? I am bringing you 100 and something billion. Wow. So much money. Hey. Ikuje. But I'm going to find someone to lease this place also. And he'll be able to be paying you. Who is this person? Could it be the same you? Could it be the same Raila? Could it be Kalonzo? Could it be Mudavadi who want to take over? Or, you know, or is it you, Elijah? Or Kiplimo? I mean, you understand? So this guy who is going to lease,
yes,
who is he? Is it going to be an open bidding? Will we know people who are bidding? Will we know who has leased and what they have placed into the market? Or will it be Telcom, the way Telcom has gone? We even don't know who took Telcom. Is it not deception? I tell you, Elijah, you have to be very careful with wordings. Then, I'm not going to interfere with the courts. They go to court, but I know you. The guy who leased Mumia Sarai, were there cases in court?
Yes.
Was he not told to remove them?
Yes.
So was that not interfering with the court? Why is it when you go to Nyanza, it's not, you can't interfere with the courts? But when you go to Kakamega, you interfere directly with the courts? Deception. Read deception. Fish farming. Are you going to close the company in Thika and close the company in Ruaraka and now open a company for fish in Kisumu or Migori or Sia or Amin? So you are going to kill business in Thika to make business in Kisumu to Luos. So that is the road you want to take? Deception. The truth is, there is nothing. Because fish does not need so many calculations. You only need to pick it, store it, eka kwa chakula. Or pick it, eka kwa stove immediately. That is it. If it is market, yes, now talk about market. Talk about market. That one I will listen. That we'll have a market of fish. We are going to have our fish here. Then from here, the fish leaves Kisumu airport directly. So in Kisumu airport, let's make a place where fish can be, a cooler for fish. From there, they are carried direct, because that is an international airport. You don't need to, again, come to Nairobi to fly abroad. I was in Durban, South Africa. They have an international airport, Durban International Airport.
Yes.
You can actually go to US from Durban. You don't have to come to Oliver Tambo International Airport in Joburg. You can leave Cape Town to wherever you want to go.
Yes.
You don't need to. So if that would happen in Kisumu, fine.
Yes.
Then the market of China you're going to close. That is okay. We've been waiting for that. Then are you ready to handle the Chinese? Because that was a bipartisan agreement, international trade.
So where will you sell our fish? Show us. Minister for Trade, who has left trade now, he is somewhere else, but the new Minister for Trade, show us where we'll sell our fish. But telling me you've left money and now you're living and leasing and what have you in the second year, knowing that you are already eating into second year, going to the third year. When will that happen, and when will people start seeing that money and everything changing their lives? Deception. The same deception that was brought to Mount Kenya, and they ate it to an extent. They said that they cannot eat roads. You know, Mount Kenya said hawakulangi barabara. Sahi wanaikulanga, unajua hivyo? Sahi wanaitamani hata wanaweza i-roast. Wanaikulanga. So that deception is not what we'll eat. That's how we have our, you know, that is a region where people are really educated.
Yes.
They may not be very wealthy, but they are very much schooled. They can discern so many things. So give us practical things, not things that are not practical, and we cannot see, we can even see they are not practical.
Yes.
Your second, the one that you are asking him, I finished before you go to him.
Guess what? Just leave it there. Okay? Just leave it there. And Rono, you have 1 minute to respond.
All right.
Because it's still the banking. Is it the banking that the whole aspect of, well,
deception.
It's very simple to say it. Because it's close to railroading.
Yes.
They had the government from 2018 to 2022.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You clearly, everybody knows that it is public knowledge.
Yes.
Okay. That Raila at least had a lot of influence between 2018 and 2022.
Yes.
Why did they do it then? Why is it that it's William Ruto doing it? And then, my friend, he has a very good master of speculation. Right? You are dressed in a suit, you are in a tie, then it means you're going to an office. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're going somewhere else. I mean, you've clearly put on a suit and said, I'm going to the studio. But he's here trying to tell you, no, you know, this person can be going to Eldoret. This person can be going to Mumbai. You know, we don't work on speculations. It is good to speculate, but you see, the point is, something has been done. Right?
What?
I said it, I don't have to repeat myself. The 117 billion, the issue about cartels, the issue about pumping money into and leasing. And you know, this leasing is by competitive bidding. When Sarai won,
Telcom was competitive.
No, Telcom, when was it done? The Telcom was done during the Handshake regime. And that is why William Ruto came and said, no, this one, where was this money going? That argument was made.
Yes.
Now, when you say, when you look at the sugar industry, even when the bidding was done, where Sarai group of companies won the tender for leasing,
yes,
they were taken to the court. So even this other leasing, if you have a problem, you can still go to the court. Right? This will be competitive and open bidding.
Does it?
All right?
Yes. Okay. Here's the thing then. Let's go into that conversation for Rigathi Gachagua as well that we started this morning. And that particular clip right there, Ronald. You know, Ragalona asked you, why are we behind Rigathi Gachagua? So the production team has been fishing for why they would actually be behind Rigathi Gachagua. And Rigathi Gachagua was right there saying, look here. The press are saying that I'm against the handshake. There's azimio, and they're saying the azimio characters are also saying that, well, I do not want the handshake. He's saying, I don't have a problem with it. If they want to come, let them come. But then he says, let them come in, but they should not touch the jobs of the people of the Rift Valley and the people of the Central region. There's do whatever it is you want, but our jobs, don't touch them. Shareholding, still, that's still a conversation of shareholding. Do not touch this. This is meant for us, not you, Ronald.
As I said before, the buck stops at the president. This is a principal advisor of the president. He's entitled to his opinion, and he's rightfully placed to say that he needs the central people to be protected and the people from the Rift Valley.
Yes, but that's okay. That's not the opinion for the president, Ronald.
No, I mean, he is entitled. It's not the opinion of the president. It's good you said. But he's the advisor, so he's entitled to his opinion. The same way you're entitled to your own opinion. Remember, this is politics, this is government, you're entitled to your own opinion. Just the way Moses Kuria said, I don't have a problem with working in any ministry. It is okay. I mean, he's entitled to that opinion, but it does not reflect the thoughts of the president. But you see, they say, finally said we are going to have a conversation.
It does not reflect the thoughts of the president, isn't it?
I mean directly, but they say they are going to have that conversation. They said we are in talking terms.
Let me take you back to RUTO as a deputy president, Ronald.
Yes.
At any one point, other than during the campaign period, towards the end of the campaign period, and you can actually mark at what time he essentially spoke against the president. Is that not what the deputy president is supposed to do? There have been critics who've been saying that it's very hard for DP Rigathi Gachagua to fit in the shoes of one DP, and I'm saying DP, but he's now the president.
The president, yes.
Dr. William Ruto. That a DP is supposed to echo the sentiments of the boss, who is the president. The president is over the other side saying, it's an inclusive government, any other person can get these jobs. But the DP is saying, fine, just come on board.
As the same president said, everybody is entitled to his opinion, and it's a government where anybody is free to make an opinion of his own, right? Say that. So the backstop of the president, because he's the one who said you can have any opinion, but you see, we can have a conversation about the same. So, and Gachagua said, we normally talk with the president, don't understand. And when he accused the media, he is rightfully doing it, because even when they had issues during the demonstrations, and the president told him, leave alone the media. Now, which is okay.
Yes,
I mean, he's a victim of that government that really messed his own life.
But just hold on. Rigathi Gachagua is no victim, especially when it comes to the media. You and I know very well. You and I know very well that the DP has actually addressed the president. I don't know what your sentiments on this are. The DP has actually addressed the president on this issue of negotiations at the Bomas of Kenya. He's actually told him, if you would ask me and the rest of us in this party, we do not want it. Just hold on.
In public,
the president will say the president will say the rider. So the president is championing for these talks. But the DP comes and says, if you ask me and the party today, we do not want it.
Which party?
But because you're president, we are going to accept it.
Which party?
But then goes on.
There's UDA party, there's Kenya Kwanza government.
Does it? He's talking about the UDA party. But then goes on to say, but if you ask us,
we don't want it.
And then he goes on to tell the president, I'm telling you, nothing is going to come out of those talks. Rono,
as I have said,
is that not why?
I am also entitled to an opinion. Yes. Because, in fact, the talks that are ongoing, whatever they are going to probably propose, if the president sees fit that it will solve the problems of this country, well and good. If he sees that it will not solve the problems of this country, the political problems of this country, well and good. But you see,
but it needs support, isn't it?
Why?
It needs support.
There are so many people who can say that. Even myself, I can say, we are not interested in those talks. Just because he holds a position, is also entitled to as a person. That's why he said, as a person. I do not see the essence of this talk. That is his own opinion, which is good.
And the party
and you know,
and the party
disagreeing with the president is not a problem. Disagreeing for a cause is what is important, because disagreeing does not mean you are not able to work together. Just the way the president said, despite the fact that I have challenges with the governor from this region, it does not stop us from working together. I mean, you must have divergent opinion. It's a government that allows divergent opinion. If a cabinet secretary comes today and says, this is not working, Mr. President, it does not mean that cabinet secretary is not able to work with the president. It's just expressed his feeling that I am not able to do this.
Are you therefore validating what the Daily Nation is talking about this morning?
No, Daily Nation I mean, this one, they are making it sensational, because they would have said, this is media. It's about capturing the attention of the readers and the viewers. I mean, this is all, that's why they put a question of things falling apart. It is one of those headlines where you want to capture attention of people. But in the real sense, everybody is entitled to an opinion at a personal level.
That's it.
All right?
Pretty much.
And I'm allowed to express that opinion at any time, anywhere in this government.
Pretty much. Vagalo. Let me just paint for you this picture as well. You say, DP Rigathi Gachagua is saying, well, I'm a victim of this azimio characters, also saying that I'm against the handshake. The press is also saying that I'm against the handshake. But then, Bagalo, it doesn't have to go very far for me to tell you exactly what the sentiments of Rigathi Gachagua are about the ongoing process of the Bomas of Kenya. He doesn't want a handshake. He said it over and over again. Then goes right ahead to say, you see, let them come on board, fine.
But nothing.
But give them nothing.
Yes.
These jobs are ours. I'm here to protect our jobs, isn't it? Is that not still the speak of the shareholding? And is it right that the DP should speak against the president?
One.
Yes.
Rigathi Gachagua You are the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. You are not the Deputy President of Kenya Kwanza Republic. Or no, are you the Deputy President of the Republic of Mount Kenya?
Yes.
If you were, then talk the way you are talking. If you're the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya,
yes,
I mean, your language should be the RUTO language. And that's why you just said, someone said, it was written, that Rigathi may never fit in the shoes of William Ruto. They are too big. Because at no time did Ruto talk about Kalenjin nation. When he was going around, he didn't say Kalenjin nation this, Kalenjin nation this. Oh, they don't come here because Kalenjin nation. Oh, nini, nini. You understand?
Yes.
This looks like it is Mount Kenya being defended. Then, Deputy President, when you talk, don't call us Azimio people character. We are not character. We are humans. If you look at the definition of character,
yes,
according to Oxford University,
yes,
I'm in Oxford dictionary, is the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. Running, like for example, can be used running away was not keeping with her character. So what is her tabia? So which character are you saying? Yes. The distinctive, again, the distinctive nature of something that slumps the area of character. I mean, we are not character. Just call us humans. Wale watu wapande ile wanasema hivi. Just give us some due respect. We are not characters. That one is abusive.
Yes.
And that one is not Deputy President speaking. That one is someone else. Because unatudharau sana na si vizuri. Then the same people unadharau, you'll want them tomorrow. I'll be here asking my people to vote for you. The character Eric, who is in Azimio, will be looking for votes for you. So how will the character fail? Will my character then stop being character? Then I can't vote for you. The more you become that, you inflict it to our emotions. And somehow, emotions don't forget. There's a part of the brain called the ganglia. It keeps emotive things that happened in your life. That's why the very painful things that ever happened in your life, you will remember as it is happening now. The ganglion. So let us not put in our ganglion. So don't call us character, just give us a good name, yes, but hit us as much as you want, yes, but don't hit us so much. So the thing is, communication. Don't communicate as if we are your enemies. Moses Kuria can come to Nyanza and address people. Alone. He did it even when Uhuru was there. Can you come to Nyanza and address people? Yes. But for now, if you come, you'll have to come with the presidential cover.
Yes.
You understand? That presidential thing. Like you're a presidential. But come as Rigathi to address people. People will not hear you. Reason? They are characters. How would the characters listen to you?
Yes.
You know, why did Moses Kuria, on his way to Sondu region going all the way to Migori, yes, he stopped at Ahero. He talked to people without microphone. Because he's Moses Kuria. And people will listen to him. Somehow, people can vote Moses and not you in Luo Nyanza.
Yes.
Just don't do this to us. To situate a character. We are not a script playing in a film. Those are the people we call character because it is a play.
Yes.
But we are not playing.
Pretty much.
We are in Kenya, yes, to build Kenya.
Yes.
Characters don't play when they are making things. Even to a soccer, they are not called character when they are playing football.
Yes.
They are called by their name, Rooney.
Yes.
You understand? But when you put them in that film, here watoto ya PA station, yes, now you can call them character because that's a PlayStation. We are not character. We are humans. So give us a good name. And please, we will never be character to you.
Pretty much. But I want you to pass this
so that language imeniuma
to Ronald this morning. as we get ready for the next. You can actually also have a look at it before we continue this morning. I want Ronald to have a look at it. Now, the next part of our conversation, as Ronald then goes through those sentiments of DP regarding Gachagua on what it insists about people essentially coming into the government, is Wananyi is speaking. And this is what he's telling RUTO. You see those comments about, help me with the tab, Ragala. Yeah, so be it. So you see those comments, you see those sentiments about RUTO saying that, well, it's going to be me and Kalonzo in 2027. When you say, you got it wrong. Because in Nyanza, it's not about Kalonzo. It's about Raila Amolo Odinga. That the way to Nyanza is Raila Amolo Odinga. So when you come to us and talk to us about Kalonzo, if that is going to be the scenario, you got to speak about Raila first before you speak about Kalonzo. Let's take a look at that story. And we called it Wananyi to RUTO. The way to Nyanza is Raila Amolo Odinga. We come back and talk about it.
As President William Ruto continues to make his inroads into the Raila Odinga's backyard, National Assembly Minority Leader James Opiyo Wandayi has shown the president that his visit to Luo Nyanza counties will not sway the region's political stand.
Bwana Ruto, you can make 1,000 visits here. Even 1 million visits. But unless and until you go through one Raila Amolo Odinga, it is all futile. Visit us as many times as you wish. But if your intention is to seek our political support, then there's only one route. And that route is Raila Amolo Odinga.
Wandayi stated that, moreover, that the president and his cronies need to respect the leadership of Luo Nyanza whenever they are in the region.
Totally futile. But more critically, when you are here, respect us. Respect our leaders, respect our people.
The legislator, who spoke in his Ugunja constituency, reiterated that they are steadfast under the ODM party and their leader is Raila Odinga, adding that anybody who...
That's it. Bueno, he's been told. He's been told.
I am a politician.
Yes.
And I am also a victim of losing an election. So it's not that when I sit here, I have lost an election in nomination. It is a minimum election. It's a member of County Assembly 2017 during the Jubilee issues. And when I look at the transitions in politics, it's really interesting. From the Pentagon to the COD to the NASA to now Azimio.
Yes.
Jubilee, Kenya Kwanza, NAC. I mean, if you look at the realignments and the movement, especially lately we saw people from the so-called NASA, which was the brainchild of His Excellency Moses, not Moses Wetangula, Musalia Mudavadi.
Yes.
I saw in the NASA brigade we had Kalonzo, we had Mudavadi speaking, we had Moses Wetangula speaking with a lot of vigor, we had Isaac RUTO from the south speaking with a lot of vigor. But they're in government now. They formed a government called Kenya Kwanza government. In 2007, the Pentagon included William Ruto, who was then a member of parliament. Right? What I see as a problem is being told that you have to go through somebody to get into that region. Because when you come to Rift Valley, Raila has always gotten votes in Rift Valley. And Raila does not need to use anybody to enter Rift Valley. And I can give you a small story. In 2017,
yes,
Raila came to Eldoret and said, Governor is Mandago. You know, Rift Valley, Eldoret has a population of Luos, a very significant population of Luos in Kapseret. And he said, Governor is Mandago. Despite the fact that Mandago was the coordinator of Jubilee campaigns in the North Rift region, not even the North Rift Valley region, he was in charge of campaigns, Jubilee campaigns. But at the same time, Raila said, hii ndio governor wenu. All right? And that is how Mandago won in 2017. All right? Now, when you talk about the entry to a region through a person, that is where we have a problem. Because now, what happens about tomorrow, when the way my friend is saying that we will vote for Kalonzo, does it mean after attrition of Raila Odinga in future, God forbid, it will be Kalonzo whom you will need to use to go to the Nyanza region?
No.
I mean, it does not make sense. Let me just finish. Yes. And what is a possibility that Raila Odinga says now, you see, since I'm retiring from politics, I don't have a problem since I've worked before with William RUTO, and he has been a minister in my own government.
Never.
And I fired him from the Ministry of Agriculture.
Never.
There is nothing to say never. There is nothing to say about that.
Don't even finish.
Never. No, let me finish. Let me finish. In 2017, I remember His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta saying, ile mtu ambaye anatusumbua, I am not talking about the Luo nation.
Yes.
I am talking about one man.
Yes.
Raila Amolo Odinga. Only 3 years down the line, they are from Harambee House greeting each other and having a press briefing that is now being called my brother. So I do not see a possibility that whatever Wandai is saying
that may not work.
It may work, but may also not work, because even in Korea, Korea voted for this Kenya Council government. In Kisii, we have a UDA members of parliament. I mean, and that was a Raila block, okay? So I sometimes wonder about what people are saying. I think most of the politicians, especially members of parliament, and that's why you see governors are a bit independent. They are a bit saying, now we are ready to work with this government. I think MPs are made to bow down in the Nyanza region to Raila Odinga for them to get a vote. And you know, MPs can do anything to get that vote. So I am not surprised, and it's not a problem.
Yes.
Because I know these are people who have worked together before. And there's no problem with working together, and there's no problem with, as long as the issue is not about being the kingpin. We don't want, William RUTO does not want to be the kingpin of Nyanza region. That doesn't matter. We just want development across the country.
That by design, just for Bagalo, in fact, let me just cross over to you. That indeed, if it's getting it wrong, because we do know, you cannot take politics out of the tour that RUTO is having across the Nyanza region, and is really visiting that area a lot more times. You can see where the focus is.
Yes.
But then, it is wrong for you not to go there and say that you're making peace with Raila Amolo Odinga, because that's the only way then you'll get into that region.
No, let me tell my friend.
Yes.
That he should not talk of Rift Valley. Rift Valley is just here. Rongai is Rift Valley. So when he's talking of Rift Valley, he should be honest. If I talk to Nyanza, I'm not talking about Kisii. That's why I normally say Luo Nyanza. When I say Kisii, I say Kisii.
Yeah.
You understand? I don't say Nyanza. I'm not carrying everyone. So when you say Rift Valley, don't carry everyone, even where Raila has a stronghold. And when I say that, I finished, because Raila took Trans Nzoia, governor, and even the votes. And Trans Nzoia is in Rift Valley. So you should say Kalenjin nation. No, it has to be honest. So when I talk this, RUTO was specifically, of course he went to Korea, he went to Suba. Those are the regions in Nyanza. He left Kisii because he had come to Kisii. Because it was a Nyanza tour, then why did he leave Kisii? You get what I'm trying to say? He didn't go to Kisii. So it was all categorically, and there are places you go, you don't leave Raila's name behind. He dragged Raila's name and said 2027 it will be between him and Kalonzo. So he knows even Raila may not be there. Maybe Raila will die and we are left with no leader. Now we may pata. So, you know, I don't know. But he's being told what Mishuki told Kikuyus, that the road to Mount Kenya, and he was saying it in Murang'a, after Uhuru had gone to Mukurueni wa Nyagadhanga.
Yes.
And he was blessed by the elders and is told as the king of the Kikuyu nation vis-a-vis Mount Kenya. And when we reached Keno, he said, the road to Mount Kenya is through who? Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Anyone? So that time it was not a problem because Uhuru was with Ruto. But right now it's a problem when someone else say the road to Luo Nyanza is through one Raila Amolo Odinga. And that's why I said, and I still get this quote me right,
yes,
that should Raila say Ruto is going to be our leader, I will not go to a party where lies is order of tea, lunch, dinner.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And escorts.
Yeah.
Very important.
I will not follow the lies.
Let
me finish.
Let
me finish.
Yes, brother. Just give him time.
I will follow.
Yes.
People who have been true to the cause.
Yeah.
And I will make sure I campaign. Sleep down, wake up, fly up. To Kalonzo wa Musyoka.
Yeah.
This should be written in red.
That
should that time come,
yes,
if that is what Ruto thinks, I, Eric Ragalo Otieno,
yes,
I'm already taking a side as early as today. Now it will not change.
Yes.
You know, people have to be honest. You cannot call the same person to akubeba sufuria kuweka kwa kichwa. Then you come tell him, I will take your people. No. You don't abuse a mother where you're going to get married. She's the one to give you the girl. My friend, you will not marry that home. So, if you want to marry the Luos, Raila is the person. Take him slowly. He is our spiritual leader. He is our political leader. He's going to be the Ramogi. So take him slowly, then we will come. But don't come with deception. Using Owalo, using Nani, Jaka Kimba, a small boy of yesterday, using Nani, at now you are, how do you marry a girl through the fence? You want to come through the fence, yes, take the Luos, and yes, you're leaving the spiritual leader here. It is not possible. Moi tried with Omamo and the others. So for you to win, and you know Ruto knows, if he takes the Luo, he just does not take a vote. He takes a force that will give a ring of protection. So again, if you want to take us, our people are being killed in Sondu. That is a blood of a Luo man, the son of Ramogi Ajuang, pouring in Sondu. Our people are dying. But you are asking for votes. But our people are dying. The same week.
Yes.
How do we even give you votes? You're coming to get married in a home that is even having a burial. Will they take the flowers? How do we advise our president? But that Luos are crying and their people are dying. You can even postpone that thing. Let's finish burial, then come and entice us and seduce us. We are crying, burials are here, and here you want to marry the same girl who is burying the brother. Ilifanyika wapi? So what I'm saying is, and this is open truth, deep inside the Luo's heart, you may take it or leave it. And this is the truth, Kiplimo. If anything happens today, we are on Kalonzo's side.
So you'd rather say I?
Well, no.
So, hii kitu si uongo. So, Kalonzo should sit pretty knowing, I'm going to lie low, fly up, run around with his name.
Elijah,
yes.
He's saying we, I'd prefer the pronoun I.
Bagala, why are we saying we?
I really prefer I.
Because we call it Aluo.
And
we call it Aluo. When Aluo talk,
this is what the president said.
Yes.
That it is time we do away with the politics of tribalism and negative ethnicity.
It is not tribalism.
So the moment, that is why I say the Rift Valley. Because the Rift Valley, we have Luos, we have Turkana, we have the Maasais, we have Kikuyus, we have everybody in the Rift Valley. So when I say the Rift Valley, I mean the Rift Valley as a block. I don't refer ourselves in the Rift Valley as Kalenjin, because, and in fact, Kalenjin is a society of many sub-tribes. Like my sub-tribe where I come from, the Lembu sub-tribe, has about 9 sub-tribes in it. And the sub-tribes have their own, I mean, it is a whole society. So when I say the Rift Valley, and the president is very clear that it is time we run away from the politics of tribalism. The issue about, I want to comment on the issue about the Sondu. And when the president stood, he said, I have been told and I know and I've been informed that the people causing this problem in Sondu, I don't want to comment so much because there's a security operation that is ongoing. Yes. That they will be dealt with, and he in fact instructed Kithure Kindiki, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, to act with immediate effect. I want to take you to an example, and it is what is happening in Nyanza. The president came to Baringo, even during campaigns, and said, bandits, mutaonana na mimi. He came the same time and told them, muache bunduki, ama tutangangana. He came the third time, repeated the same statement. People said, sasa imekuwa ni maneno tu. What is happening as we speak in Baringo? It's just some sports. Is it as bad as before? No. The guns went silent because he told Kithure Kindiki, go and live there until we hear no gunshot sound. We see no gunshot wound. It is done in Baringo. It is dusted in Baringo. In fact, they've opened so many police posts and military camps in Baringo to assist the people of Baringo sort out the issue about banditry. So when he spoke in Nyanza and said, Kithure Kindiki, I want you to sort out this issue about Sondu. Yes. I am very conscious in my mind, very clear, that in the next few days or even months, that issue will be closed forever. So when development is taken to Nyanza, it is not about, he said everybody has a prize, everybody has an opportunity to benefit from his government. All right? Even the people of Luo Nyanza has an opportunity to benefit from his government. And as I have said, they've said now the road, the way my friend has said, Michuki said that the road to the mountain was through Uhuru Kenyatta, which happened. But remember, even after the handshake, what happened? Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta went to their stations, the vernacular stations. Yes. He used to speak almost every day and tell people, no, don't vote this person. Let's go and vote my brother Raila Odinga. Yes. But the goodness is he gave people options. When he went home, he said, if you decide to give Hasala, sawa, sasa, what do you expect me to do? Yeah. But who say they are regretting? Nobody is regretting. No, who say they are regretting? No, who say they are regretting? Because the challenges that are being faced in Central Province are the same challenges that are being faced in Nyanza. They are the same challenges that are being faced in the issue about economic cuts across. It is only that this time round, sorry, the North Rift may not be so much of an issue because they are now harvesting their grain. They are now benefiting from the results of the government intervention. There are other areas which will get those benefits of government intervention in the due course. And it will happen. It is a process. Okay. We do not say today, the Treasury, patiana hapa shilingi milioni mbili, and it is done the same minute. It is a process that has to be approved. Some bills need to go through parliament. Yes. Okay? So everything is a process, and we need to give time the process. In the process the time. Yes, Ragalo, I'll be coming to you. In the words of Ragalo, yes. How important is the vote of the Luo Nyanza region for the president in 2027? And number two, just quickly respond to this as well, just join them together. Rigathi Gachagua is seeking Uhuru Kenyatta's handshake. Yes. To fortify his stature as the kingpin in the central region. Yes. That whether you like it or not, that normally when we see these political factions come up, there is normally the door to a region. Rigathi Gachagua now, in respect to this conversation, and that's why majority of leaders are saying, well, we're behind him,
is now realizing that I gotta fortify my position as a kingpin to the central region. That's why he's seeking the handshake for Uhuru Kenyatta, a man who's been quite silent and he knows his importance in that region. The same way, Raila Amolo Odinga is the kingpin for the Luo Nyanza region. Ronald, can't you see that these two are way much related, Ronald?
You have said Gachagua is not yet the kingpin of Central because you said,
yes,
he said the only way to the mountain was through Uhuru.
Does it?
For Christ's sake, Uhuru is still alive.
But Brigadier Gachagua would like to think he is, isn't it?
I'm just coming to a point.
Yes.
But William Ruto won without Uhuru Kenyatta at the end of the day.
How instrumental was Brigadier Gachagua to that win?
Brigadier Gachagua, remember, was the personal assistant to Uhuru Kenyatta. Sometimes
he was not.
He said
yes.
He was not. Trust me.
Previously, I mean, in 2013, he said
was
yes.
Muturi. He has never been.
Now, the issue is when you say that the Luo Nyanza, even from history, they had kings.
Yes.
Just like us, the Rift Valley, we used to have kings. Okay.
Does it?
The Koitalel, Rap Samoei, the Hu, the Sias, and the central province is a place where they had contemporary chiefs, and they used to elect their chiefs. So their democracy is actually cemented.
Yes.
And you know, now, since Gachagua is part of this government and is the deputy president, he has every right to unite that region for the purposes of 2027 January. And there is nothing bad about it because maybe he's ambitious, maybe he's not, maybe he wants to assist the president to cement the relationship between the central province and the president. And there should be no problem with that because, yes. I mean, why would it be a problem? Why would it be a problem for somebody to do good by amassing sufficient votes for the president? Number two, the issue about the importance of Luo Nyanza.
Yes.
Luo Nyanza is a very important voting because, as he said, and from the history, it is one voting block. Just the way it happened in 2007, they voted overwhelmingly, just the way the Rift Valley, parts of the Rift Valley did, okay, including us. And it is an important voting block when it comes to any other election. If you are able to convince the Luo Nyanza, then you isn't pressure of having to go to campaign. And now the Luo Nyanza, they have one characteristic which sometimes I appreciate. When they say we are not voting, they will not vote.
Like I'm saying.
When they say we will vote, they will vote. But it's about Raila Odinga.
Yes.
It's about Raila Amolo Odinga. So the way I said, we are doing speculations and we are subject to realignments and alignments. We never know, even in the previous election, Raila Odinga, there was an issue about Kalonzo saying, I want to be the president. But you see, in the long run, it didn't happen. So we don't know the realignments that are going to happen in 2027. The only person we are certain right now that will be running in 2027 for a fact is His Excellency William Samoei Ruto will be a presidential candidate for a fact. The rest of the people, we are doing guesswork.
In what he said, Ruto won in Mount Kenya. It has happened. When Raila was running and he was enticing the Kalenjin nation, the community leader was Moi. May his soul rest in peace. But Ruto, not Ruto even, because Ruto came late. The Kosgeis, the two Kosgeis, Sally Kosgei and Henry Kosgei,
yes,
brought Kalenjin nation. Ruto came late. He was the last Kalenjin to join the bandwagon. Because he didn't want, by the way, he didn't want to join Raila, to be honest. And this is truth.
Yes.
So he came last. Of course, pressure from the community. He had to just come, grudgingly though. Raila won in Rift Valley. Specifically, I would say now, the Kalenjin nation. But Raila won against Moi. That's what he said. But later, remember, community remains a community. Ruto won against Uhuru, but community remains a community. I was born in Kiambu County.
Yes.
Ruiru. Brought up, bred, still live there till today.
Yes.
I may be a Luo, but I understand so much in Kikuyu. Those people are regretting so badly
they were lied to. They are communicating and they are so much in pain. That's why there are so many campaigns that happen in Mount Kenya. Right now, Maina Njenga, creating a storm there in Keno and in Ruiru.
Yes.
You can see MPs, even the MP of Gatundu South. Yesterday in Ruiru, he could not finish his speech. People refused to listen to him. Kanini Kega, yesterday in Ruiru, he could not finish his speech. People refused to listen to Kanini Kega. You saw what happened in Keno. Some of the people who are on the side of UDA are not able to talk. Why? The community is telling them off. Rigathi is seeing that happening. He's seeing a revolution against him. He's trying to marshal it. He knows the same person who was a problem. Whether he's quiet, he's still a problem. He has understood. Now, sometimes you carry your problem in the back. You don't kick it around. His problem is Uhuru, yes. Let me carry Uhuru now. So he has to go look for handshake.
Yes.
But the question is, talk to the community. Tell them, this is what happened. Will Uhuru now support you on that side? Uhuru told his community, in Kikuyu, which I hear 100%. Nobody should tell me that I don't hear Kikuyu. Adowakoa. Woi, woi, nemukona. You will see. He said it. Now, his people, he used to call them Adowakoa,
yes,
are now hurting. They are trooping back home. So when you see Rigathi looking for Uhuru, it is a problem. You can see the communication of Moses Kuria nowadays. Moses Kuria says it. I am supporting what is happening in Bomas. The deputy president is saying, I'm not supporting whatever is happening in Bomas. So what are we saying? Lee Kinyanjui yesterday tweeted and said, the person who is coming back, he's coming back ashamed. Okay? So what is Lee telling you is basically very simple. Things are thick. Things are very thick. What do we do? Let Gachagua look for Uhuru. Let them talk. And let the people, now they may chart their way forward. And if that is the analogy, you know, we have to be open. This is politics. Then the Luo Nyanza is good. Is another vote basket that is so powerful and commandeering. We may talk about Luya, but remember, you go to Butere, those are Luos. They even give Luo names. You go to Mumias, those are Luos. You go to Samia, those are Luos. Ojiambo, Odhiambo, you've forgotten. You know, some of these sub-tribes in Luya nation are quasi-Luos.
Yes.
So for you to take Luo Nyanza, you're already taking some other communities around it. And that is a big voting block. That's what he's saying. So RUTO is looking for safety. And his safety is galvanizing the West. He takes the whole of Kamatusa, then he takes the Luo, and when he takes the Luo, he's sure of the other communities will follow forth. And his home dry fry. Is it possible? Yes. You don't use boys. Come to the man. Don't use Jakakimba. Come to the man. Don't use Owalo. Come to the man. Come to the man and talk to the man. Because that man, Raila Amolo Odinga, he's the one holding the gate at Muhoroni. As you come from Kericho dropping, or Londiani this side, when you reach Muhoroni Junction, as you enter Luo Nyanza, the gatekeeper is Raila. If he opens the gate for you, you are home. But if he's still a guy who carries sufuria on his head, hiyo ni Kalonzo live. If that is what. But if you change the tactic, we may think. But Eric Ragalo still remains and says, I will pay the price. I will vote campaign for Kalonzo Musyoka. Despite Raila Odinga's endorsing say possibly endorsing.
Which he will not. Raila will not endorse RUTO, bana. He will not.
We gotta leave it there.
There is no
Guys,
possibility.
we gotta leave it there. The time is completely out, and my director is kicking us out of the studio. Guess what? Tech Rono and Regalo back to the time that they joined us this morning, all the way from 7:30 up to where we are right now. That's it.
But when we entered Mountain Goat,
they remained in the lowland.
Take over. We're out.
Anyway, it's good. Thank you.
It's really good.